Hello everyone, I'm Karen Wilkes and this is my friend Patty Jacobson. We're both members of St. Christopher's Episcopal Church in Boulder City, Nevada, the town that built Hoover Dam. We're here to share with you today an outreach program that we've started that we're quite proud of. It's involving crock pot cooking classes, and we named it Jumpstart Kitchen. Patty, can you give us a little more detail about how this began?
Sure. This started at coffee hour after a regular Sunday service when a bunch of us were talking about how expensive it is for young parents to drive the kids through a drive-through for the evening meal, and how that food really isn't that good for them in the first place. And we wondered, what could we do to help young families have more economical and more nutritious food that didn't cut into their already tight schedules? So we mulled it over all summer long, and by the time summer was over, we had come up with this crock pot cooking class that we called Jumpstart Kitchen.
I'll give you a few more details about how to get this going if you're interested. You need to make a 9-month commitment. It takes that long to really make this happen. The first few times you do it, you won't have very many people. And so you really need to stick with it for 9 full months to gather a nuclear group. It's like starting a new business. Find 3 or 4 people in your congregation that like to cook and are willing to be available for 2 classes a month. Calendar all the dates and the times in advance for the full 9 months so that everyone knows when the classes are. It will help you keep your commitment. You need to create folders for each participant so that when they come in, they have a copy of the recipe, some information on loading crock pots, and some things like that, nutritional information. Create sign-in sheets so that when everybody comes in, you're capturing name, address, phone number, etc., in case there's some changes and you need to contact them. You will also need to purchase a number of crock pots because you will be giving away some crock pots. Also, market your class with flyers, with social media for sure. We found worked best for us. And then also whatever other newspaper or flyer advertising you can do in your community.
If someone shows up to the class and they don't own a crock pot, or theirs is so decrepit it belongs in a museum, Jumpstart Kitchen will give them free a brand new, still in the box crock pot so they can take it home and start cooking. You know what's very interesting is something else happened along the way as we were teaching folks how to cook in a crock pot. What happened is we started to build a community of all ages, all demographics, all conditions in life that all came together in a joyful manner to be the crock pot class. It was just an amazing thing. We include guest chefs when we can find them. We're starting our 4th year of this project, and we see in the 2 classes a month, we see anywhere from 20 to 30 students, most of whom come back month after month, year after year.
Another thing we do, because we wanted to take away all excuses for our participants not trying the recipe, we give out little goodie bags of our ingredients, not every ingredient for the recipe, but the most important ingredients. And we give those free in a little bag so that when they go home, we make sure they have a crock pot and they have the ingredients for the first recipe so that they will have the motivation to give it a try. So now we're going to move into our demonstration part of the video of exactly how the class looks. We thank you very much for joining us, and if you're interested, we will set up a Zoom to talk to you, to give you more details, and you can also contact me at any time at karen@dmartnevada.com. Good morning, families. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Karen, and I bring to you today a very old, tried and true, nutritious recipe. This one is from Grandma. First, let's refresh our memories as to why we use a crock pot. Number 1, you can't burn anything. Number 2, it doesn't heat up the kitchen. Number 3, it saves electricity. Number 4, meals usually have less salt, fat, and sugar. 5, it saves money. And 6, it's safe for children to use. Today we are featuring pinto beans and ham. The recipe is very basic. Just 4 ingredients: pinto beans, ham, ketchup, and water. What could be easier than that? All beans are nutritious, but pinto beans are golden. They have the highest fiber content of any bean. They are gluten-free, one of the finest sources of B-complex vitamins, folates, potassium, and minerals. It helps blood pressure, blood sugar, and weight gain. Did you know that Dove Creek, Colorado is the pinto bean capital of the world? Now there's a lesser fact for you. We start with a small bag of beans, about 2 cups. I got these from Albertsons on a closeout for 25 cents a bag. You could buy 4, and I bought 4. I'm stocked up with pinto beans for a while. We must soak these beans overnight in a pot with about 2 inches of water over the beans. Put the beans in a pot, set them on the counter, about this much water over the top of the beans. The next morning, strain the water off the beans and give them a good rinse. This helps digestion. Need I say more? Then we pour the rinsed beans into the crock pot, and we add 6 to 8 cups of water. I think I figured out this is 8 because we need to make sure we cover the beans, and that's about right. It leaves about another 2 inches over the beans. We add a ham hock that you get from the butcher or chopped ham. It's not as easy to buy a ham hock as it used to be. The butchers always had them out for ladies to buy, not so much anymore. So I took the modern way and I just bought about a pan of chopped ham. I'm going to put this in the pot, and we have all the ingredients that go in there right now done. What could be easier? We've got ham, we've got pinto beans. Okay, all we have to do now is put on a lid. We can cook this 5 to 6 hours on high, or if you're going to be home for quite a while or gone for quite a while, 8 hours on low until the beans split. I'm going to go ahead and cook mine on high for the 5 to 6 hours. When done, shred the ham from the bone and discard the bone like Grandma did. Or if you use chopped ham, all you have to do is just add your ketchup, which is 3/4 a cup. We add this after we're cooked, so I'm not going to add it now because I got to cook my beans. And salt to taste. And you will have at least 10 bowls of beans. Add a salad and bread or cornbread, and dinner's ready. Later, you can mash the leftover beans and you will have really yummy refried beans, way better than out of the can. I paid 25 cents for this bag of beans and $2.99 for the ham. This makes a $5 dinner for 8 people. How can you beat that? Thank you for joining me today for Pinto Beans and Ham. From our family to yours.